What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday and a good end to their weekend. How about those Cowboys getting a much needed, I shouldn't say much needed, but getting a victory, a preseason victory over the Las Vegas Raiders. Trey Lance kind of, looking better than he did in his first appearance in the preseason, so you got to be happy about that. But overall, I think, still a good amount of work to do. For Trey Lance, but hey, all you can ask for is improvement, and that's what he did. That's what he showed us. Not a whole lot going on for the Cowboys as far as the news cycle goes, outside of just the Week 2 preseason performances of the players versus the game we saw last night. Everybody's, of course, talking about the Brandon Aubrey 66-yard field goal, which, man, just thinking about it is crazy. I swear, I think he could hit from 70. Hopefully, he never attempts that or never is in a position where he has to attempt that. But it's kind of crazy to think that what if the Cowboys are like, they're down by 2 and we get a decent return, but we've got 3 seconds left. And Brandon Aubrey kicks a 70-yard field goal to win a game for us. Kind of a crazy thought, but hey, if he has the chance to do it, I mean, who knows, man. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, kind of a slow news cycle day outside of just, evaluating the performances in this latest preseason game. Something that came to my mind as the contract dispute between CeeDee Lamb and the Dallas Cowboys front office continues is, could this bleed into the regular season where CeeDee Lamb misses some regular season games, similar to what happened with Emmitt Smith in the Cowboys front office, where they couldn't agree to terms on a contract, and so Emmitt Smith just decided not to until he got a deal that he wanted. He wasn't gonna practice. He wasn't gonna play, right? And I think it took about 2 or 3 games for the Cowboys in the regular season to see how their offense looked without Emmitt Smith before Emmitt finally got the deal that he wanted. I'm wondering if we're approaching that. I mean, I know the season is still, I believe it's like 3 weeks away, maybe less than 3 weeks away. I wouldn't be surprised if CeeDee Lamb were to miss a game. Of course, I don't want him to miss a game, but I'm, in the back of my mind, I'm starting to think that this is where that's headed. And I'm kind of curious what this offense would look like without CeeDee Lamb. I don't think it'd be very good, but I wonder if we didn't have CeeDee Lamb and we go and we beat the Browns, we beat the Ravens, right? Those first 2 games. And our offense, doesn't put up 30 points or anything, but Jalen Tolbert looks solid. Jake Ferguson looks solid. Brandon Cooks looks solid. I wonder if that would entice the Cowboys to get a deal done with Dak before the season's in. I know that, that might not make sense, but to me, I'm thinking, well, if Dak can go out and win games against opponents like that without his top receiver, that would indicate to me that he's taken his game to another level. And of course, I want the Cowboys to re-sign Dak, but just seeing him do that would be like, oh man, maybe we still have yet to see the best in Dak, even after a MVP caliber type season. He's taken his game to another level, and he could, prove a lot of people wrong if he were to have performances without his top receiver, right? But just some food for thought. Maybe that's more of a bar conversation, if you will. But that was just something I was thinking about. Hopefully, CeeDee and the Cowboys front office can get a deal done. Apparently, they offered him $33 million, and he wants $35 million. He wants that Justin Jefferson money, and the structure's not right. Just some. It sounds like they're closer, but also sounds like they're still pretty far apart. So take that how you will. I'm not in the room, so I have as much knowledge as the rest of you guys. But the front office might have to just break down and make him the highest paid wide receiver for this year. A lot of people talk about how the Cowboys can't just keep giving in to players and making Dak the highest paid quarterback, making Micah the highest paid defensive player, and then also making CeeDee Lamb the highest paid wide receiver, right? You can't keep losing those types of deals and expect to build a contending team. But that's kind of where the position they put themselves in, right? When CeeDee Lamb wanted to do a deal last year, they said no. They didn't do a deal with with Dak, or they have still yet to do a deal with Dak. I can't talk tonight. Do a deal with Dak, which is probably going to cost them next year if they don't get it done this year. And then Micah Parsons, I mean, he has no reason to sign a deal, and technically he's going into his 4th year, right? So he still has 2 more years on his contract. But will the Cowboys learn from their mistake? Who knows? Probably unlikely. I mean, they haven't done it yet with Dak or CeeDee. So you talk about a contract, man. Micah Parsons could go out and have like a 20-sack season, and he still has a year on his contract. He's like, well, I mean, I could get paid, but I just had a 20-sack season. I was Defensive Player of the Year. I was an MVP candidate. Like, I'll just gamble on myself, and maybe I'll get $40 million a year, right? I'll get that football money that people predict that I'm going to get, but maybe I'll get even more than people are thinking. Maybe I'll get 40. Maybe I'll get 45. Dare I say 50? Hopefully it doesn't come to that. That'd be crazy to pay a defensive player $50 million a year. But who knows? Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, guys. Again, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday night. I hope everybody had a good weekend. And again, thank you to everybody who tuned into the fantasy show tonight. I am Paul Ryan, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.